So the subject for today's daily news memo is how will President Obama, go down in history? Will he be known as a bad president or will he be known as a good president? Now this is a very controversial topic. The country's divided. Half the country believes that the president is doing a great job and will continue to do a great job. Half of the country believes that the president is doing a lousy job and will continue to do a lousy job throughout his second term. I am not sure how Obama will go down in the history books. It depends on how he does in the second term. Obviously, Jimmy Carter got unseated by Reagan in the 80s, and Jimmy Carter went down as a bad president. But his problem wasn't debt, it was more inflation. The president's problem is debt, and we are truly in a spending crisis in America. And that can be very hard to counteract, coming in as a person with not very much experience countering that. So what Mr. Obama will need to do in this second term is get some Republicans on his cabinet. Now, if this had only been a one-term deal for the president, he would have definitely gone down as a bad president. Maybe not now, he wouldn't have been looked at as a bad president, but in the future he would be looked upon as a bad president. And if Mitt Romney had won the election, Obama would have gone down as a bad president. He needs to change his agenda. He needs to stop worrying so much about raising taxes, because that only runs the government for 8.5 days. He needs to focus more on cutting spending and delaying Obamacare, because Obamacare is the largest tax that's ever been implemented. So along with the taxes he's raising, that's more taxes he's implementing through Obamacare, and that's to all classes, that's just not to the upper class. So we need to get down on that. He needs to get some Republicans, like I said, in his cabinet. That'll help him look more partisan. Maybe he could get Paul Ryan as Treasury Secretary or some Republican in there. I know he met with Mitt Romney. I don't know if there's any more discussion going on with that. I don't really care. How will the debt crisis be stopped? Obviously, like I've said, and many people have said, we need to cut spending. Redistributing the wealth is a socialist agenda. It can do a little bit of help, not very much. We need to cut the stupid things we spend money on. We don't need to spend money on everything we spend money on. The important stuff, like defense, obviously needs money, to keep defending our country. Education does not need any more money. Education in the 1970s, since the 1970s, has seen 4 times more money. Since the 1970s, it's seen 4 times more money, and it's actually gone down. The education levels have gone down in this country, and you haven't seen any growth or anything like that, so that's a negative on that side. Now, education needs, you need to stop spending so much on education. Maybe not completely cut, just stop where we are. Education is doing okay. Since the installment of the No Child Left Behind policy, that lowered the bar. And so now schools, although Michigan had before that policy was put in place, No Child Left Behind, it had a 1,500 school failure rate, schools that were failing in the country. And then after that it only had 211. But that's because the test scores to graduate went down from 75 requirement to 42. So that's, as you can see, it looks better, but it's gilded. The Gilded Age, Part 2. So let's cut spending, Mr. President. Cut spending, and you will go down in the history books as a very successful president if you are able to fix this debt crisis. You don't even need to bring it. We've already had another $4 trillion from the fiscal deal. So don't cut only $4 trillion. Cut at least $6 trillion from the deficit. Then you will go down in the history books as a good president, because you started the recline of the deficit, and whoever takes over next, Republican or Democrat, can follow in your footsteps. That's my advice for the president. Not like he'll watch this, but it is my advice for the president if he wants to go down in the history books as a good president. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you can click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.